of the issues that's getting a lot of attention on this first day of the General Assembly, the new Iranian government's efforts to pursue talks with the West over Tehran's disputed nuclear program. During his address to the United Nations, U.S. President Barack Obama welcomed Iran's pursuit of a more moderate course. Iran's new president, Hassan Rouhani, also spoke to the General Assembly, saying his country is ready for nuclear talks.
Nuclear weapon and other weapons of mass destruction have no place in Iran's security and defense doctrine.
We should be able to achieve a resolution that respects the rights of the Iranian people while giving the world confidence that the Iranian program is peaceful.
Obama left without meeting in person with Rouhani or even shaking his hand, but he called on his Secretary of State to meet with Iran's new administration to discuss dismantling the suspected nuclear program. For more on the Syrian crisis, we're joined by our correspondent in Damascus, Ala Ibrahim. And Ala, actually, let me go to Nathan King first, though. He's in New York at the UN with the very latest on what happened there today. Let's start there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mike. No handshake between US President Barack Obama and his Iranian counterpart Hassan Rouhani, but a diplomatic overture that, if successful, could break decades of distrust. But as you know, we have seen such overtures before.
5 years ago, it was then Mahmoud Ahmadinejad who became the first Iranian president in over a generation to congratulate an American president on an election victory. US President Barack Obama responded with an address to the Iranian people in March 2009, and signs were hopeful that the hostility of the so-called Axis of Evil days may have been numbered. But the mutual attacks and mistrust soon resurfaced. The standoff over Iran's nuclear program, however, has dominated relations. Since Iran declared that it was a nuclear energy power in 2006, there have been 7 UN Security Council resolutions imposing sanctions against Tehran. Tehran maintains its right to produce nuclear power for peaceful purposes. The US has pointed to undeclared underground facilities as proof of a covert program. Meanwhile, the US and the UK used an internet virus to damage Iranian centrifuges. Gary Sick is a former White House negotiator on Iran.
It's left a very bad taste in everybody's mouth and has actually hurt Iran tremendously because they have paid a high price for this in terms of their public reputation, but also in terms of their national economy, the sanctions and the like. Plus no progress whatsoever on any of the issues that matter.
Where should a red line be?
The international tensions on Iran reached near breaking point at the UN General Assembly last year. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying Iran was near the point of no return on developing a nuclear weapon and that Israel was ready to use military means to stop that from happening. The Obama administration too has insisted all options remain on the table to prevent Tehran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. Fast forward to this year and there seems another slim opportunity for a diplomatic breakthrough.
I'm hoping that neither side will be so cautious that it will pass up this opportunity, because I see it as a very real opportunity.
No to Rouhani!
But outside the UN General Assembly, deep distrust of any agreement between Tehran and Washington.
And the distrust continues. I can tell you that in Rouhani's speech, he did actually make out that he wanted to keep uranium enrichment going in Iran. That has been a red line for Washington. They wanted that frozen. And Israel, America's closest ally in the Middle East, is warning constantly Washington at the moment not to accept these comforting words or cosmetic concessions and continue the hard line. So there's some hard diplomacy ahead if this is going to